In contrast to a minor misconduct, a major misconduct is where someone creates an infraction, a violation of a serious nature, which typically warrants serious disciplinary action. Now, what are some examples of a major misconduct? An example would be an employee commits theft. That would be the first example. Second, sexual harassment. That seems to be that seems to be a growing concern in companies today. The third, criminal misconducts of a criminal nature. Theft was one of them. That it could be involving things like fraud, criminal breach of trust issues. It could be even a drug-related violation, right? Fourth, conflict of interest, where, for instance, an employee engages in business that is in competition with the interests of the employer. It could here even involve an employee using work resources to further his outside work interests. Those are examples of conflict of interest. Breach of confidentiality is another example, where someone leaks information considered proprietary or confidential in nature to the employer, to the company. Going on social media today to make disparaging comments about your superior is also considered a major misconduct. And I like to venture into three areas of major misconducts which are often today confused with a performance issue. These three are negligence, insubordination, and undermining management authority. Right? Let me give you an example of a negligent situation. Let's say, for instance, you're a manager in charge of vetting through a customer application, and the ramifications are, if that customer's application is approved, this customer will be given a line of credit. Now, the manager is negligent in terms of making sure the proper checklists were adhered to, and as a result of this, did not follow the proper checklist or SOPs put into place, and recommended the customer for a loan approval, and consequently the customer defaulted. In that situation, is the manager guilty of an underperformance issue, or is it a negligence issue? It can be a sort of a gray area, but in this situation I described, the issue is probably negligence, and that is a major misconduct that should be dealt with separately from a performance issue. The second area, which typically gets confusing in terms of whether it's a performance or a misconduct, is on the issue of insubordination. Here, let's assume the manager gives an instruction to the subordinate saying, I'm going to be away on training for the next couple of days, and I need you to make sure you attend to this customer issue, and you've got to make sure you prepare the report and you call the customer and you sort the issue out. The staff is fully aware that they are expected to do that, but does not take any action to address the issue. So you as the manager come back and find the staff had clearly ignored or was disobedient to a clear instruction given to you. Now, is that a performance issue? Well, you'd have to assess whether the staff didn't do it because he or she felt that they were ill-equipped to do it, or whether the staff was equipped to do it but just did not want to do it. In that situation, it could be an issue involving insubordination. That's a major misconduct. And the third issue involves undermining management authority. We're seeing a lot more of this. Some examples could be a staff going on social media or setting up a WhatsApp group, for instance, or Facebook group chat, and speaking in a derogatory or inflammatory manner about the company's management. In this situation, is that a performance issue, or is it an attempt to undermine the management's authority, which then means that it is a major misconduct? Now, these are examples of a major misconducts, right? They're not exhaustive. There are many more others, but the key role you need to understand is that when a major misconduct occurs within your department, within your division, the message you need to know is you should, number one, contact human resources, right? If in doubt, contact them, say, I've got this situation, I'm not sure if it's a major misconduct or if it's a performance issue, please give me some guidance. Once HR gets into the action, what involves then would be an investigation process, and it could even lead to a process known as a domestic inquiry, and ultimately may lead all the way to an employee's dismissal. The key message here is, if a major misconduct occurs, be clear in terms of recognizing it. And once that you've recognized that it's a major misconduct, this is an issue that you should direct to HR's attention, with one additional guideline. You need to gather the evidence, the details, the specifics of the allegation. You can't go to HR and say, I heard a staff was insubordinate somewhere last month, or was negligent with regard to a number of issues, but I don't know the details. You've got to get details such as the date, the time, the place, what actually was said or what actually was done, the specifics of the actual event or situation, and then relay that to HR so that they can then properly investigate the matter to its completion. Thank you.